Let's go.
So I am currently on my way out to Las Vegas. I'm going to head over to my buddy Rafa's shop. Forever Detailer on Instagram. If you don't follow him, go follow him. Incredible content. And we're gonna talk color sanding, wet sanding, paint. He's extremely proficient at it. When you ask him any questions about it, the answer is usually just, oh, it's easy, because he's so proficient at it and he's been doing it so long. So we're gonna go pick his brain, see if we can give it any tips, tricks, how-tos to color sand your paint, get it looking absolutely perfect. All right, guys, so we just got to Vegas. We've got Rafa here, Forever Detailer, the master of the wet sanding, color sanding on insane cars that I'd be terrified to touch. And we're gonna be going over this McLaren. Now, this panel has been repainted. We can see that there's orange peel on the panel, and then it was damaged after that as well with some scratching.
A lot of scratches, so we'll try to do a wet sand and buff and try to remove these scratches and fix the texture too, because the texture is very wrong.
Yeah, I'll show you guys a little video of it, but texture there, you can see the surface of an orange. That's what we call orange peel, right? So it's kind of lumpy like that, versus on the door panel, it's not there, or at least significantly less. We want to try and match that to get this thing looking right. So, cool, let's go ahead and get started.
So, in this case, we use the first step I do always is a dry wet sand, dry sand with DA, and after this, I see how it looks.
Okay.
And always when I use a DA, I do on second step with this same
grit. Okay.
Same grip. It's like a 2000, but with water to remove the marks to the DA.
Now, is this the same? This is not. So this is
this is Mirka.
Mirka. Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Mirka.
So we're using Mirka 2000 here.
Yeah. After this, I use the Eagle.
Okay.
This
Eagle
for the wet sand.
Yep.
Works good.
That's where you like.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And again, so we're gonna go 2000 here with the Mirka dry, followed up with the Eagle 2000
with water.
Wet. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
So we'll start right here with the. Can you see how easy to cut?
Yeah,
This
absolutely.
is a soft clear coat.
Gotcha. And do you think is it typically softer when it's like a repainted panel?
Yeah.
Is it okay.
So I clean always too the sand and the surface to see how is the texture, and when it's close like this, to me is enough.
So when we're looking at the smoothness here.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like you have a flat panel right now.
And what are you looking at? So like right here, it's not enough, and you're still seeing the texture because you can see
the texture.
The peaks and valleys of that there. Okay, let me see that real quick as well. So again, through here, it's all uniform, so that's where we're good. Down here, not enough. We need to keep going to get that uniform texture.
Try.
Okay. So as far as pressure goes with this, I've never used a DA to sand in my life personally, so I'm always afraid of it. Now going straight into this thing, but I got him here to help me through it. So pressure-wise, how much pressure are you putting on?
Almost nothing.
Almost nothing. Just get it moving.
Just put the GA right here and feeling how the sand will work.
Okay.
And after you start to work, you can see the pressures and how the sand will cut the surface.
Okay, gotcha. Where do you want me to go? Under or down here?
Wherever you want.
Wherever I want. Okay. Can I scoot in here a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you reposition, keep an eye on me so I don't burn.
Don't burn the paint.
So, just like with the polisher, we're putting it on the surface first and then firing it on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Let's go. This is good.
Okay.
Clean to see. Clean the sand too.
In here. Just a basic wipe. You don't blow it out or anything?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
No, just
just hit it.
Just blow the machine.
Gotcha.
In the microfiber. That's it.
Okay. So obviously here we're looking good. Back here not so much, but I'm afraid of this edge.
Yeah.
So what do we do there?
Sometimes when because I work with this like more than 3 years.
Yeah.
Every day doing this.
Yeah, on these types of cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes I put like a tape right here.
Okay.
In the corners right here too.
Gotcha.
To protect the corners.
Really delicate spots, especially now for you don't anymore because you're used to it.
Yeah.
For me, that's a good situation where we tape that off.
Tape right here. Tape right here too, because sometimes you have the parts are not don't match. The doors or so.
Sure.
It's very easy to burn the corners.
And then in that case, you would do this whole thing, take the tape off, and then just feather those in by hand.
Yeah, with the other 2000 with water.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Okay, cool. Go ahead.
You want to finish, or you want to finish?
I want to see the master in action. I'm nervous here, guys.
No, don't be nervous, bro. This is easy.
Like I said, guys, for him, like you ask him questions, and he's been doing it so long that it's easy. It's easy for him. So keep it simple, really.
Yeah.
I mean, just like with anything, right? Keep it simple is always the best way to go.
If you know what to do with the sandpapers, it's very easy.
Yep.
And you don't have problems to polish after. The big problem, always a few guys want to use like a 1200, and after just want
Go straight to polish.
So you'll have a big problems with this because you have a few marks with the GA.
Yep.
So because this, I do the second more 2 or 3 steps to wet sand.
Yep.
To be easy to polish.
Then it's one step, boom.
Yeah.
Good
1 step,
okay.
2 steps polish. You can fix everything.
Yeah, I mean, for someone that doesn't do this all the time, seeing that white come out is terrifying.
Yeah.
But so for you, it's nothing.
When I know I will stop the use this wet sand and change the wet sand, the sandpaper.
Gotcha.
So right here is good. When you have a soft clear coat, you can use like a one paper to the sand to do maybe whole panel.
Okay, because it's coming off so easy.
Because it's easy.
Yeah.
But you can see right here, you start to do a few marks.
Yes. Okay.
When my sand start to do this, I change.
Okay, gotcha.
Because if the guys don't do the second and the other steps with the water, this is a big problem to remove when you buff the car. Yeah.
Got it.
So what I do, look the dirty.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So here's a little, what do you call it? A random isolated defect.
Yeah, this is the reasons to send the
to remove this stuff and make sure it's all proper. Okay.
So when I don't want to use more this sandpaper, I just use this to the first cut.
Okay.
The rest.
Gotcha. So you can
like this, easy. And
there we go. So now you're starting to, and that actually gives you more visibility too.
Yeah. I just
of things like these, like another spot there. That one's coming out fully. That one's there. So as you can see, we can still see some of these scratches, and those are just deeper ones, right? Where.
Yeah, this will looks way better.
Yeah.
After polish, we'll see how it looks. So in this case, when we have like deep scratches, we can use like a little touch up. Ready to dry, wet sand, and polish again.
And then go again. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
In this case, I will need to do the color because we have a
couple
few
spots
parts
down here as well.
Right there. So If I can come off these scratches, I will do a little touch up.
So you're just filling the color back in that spot, sanding it down flush,
Exactly.
and then
just wet sand again, ready to dry, wet sand again, and polish.
Cool.
It looks good. See?
Yep, that one's completely gone. So guys, as you can tell, remember that random isolated defect that was in here, you can't see it at all anymore. This one you can feel a little bit. Go ahead and see that. There you go, all gone. So we're basically just leveling down that piece to where it's all nice and flush.
Can you see these small marks too?
Yep, yep.
It's time to change.
So those little small specks, those are left over from just essentially the clogging of the sandpaper?
Because the dust to the clear coat.
Yep.
So sometimes keeping the
just like with
sand,
polishing, right? Same thing that you get clogged up with the clear. And the DA you're using is nothing crazy, right?
No, Harbor Freight.
Harbor Freight.
$30.
That's all you need. Okay. Cool. Good deal. Good deal.
Yeah, I used the Rupes. Before is good too, but
no need to spend on something like this. Get the job done perfect.
Spend too much money to do this job.
Got it.
And right now, this part you can see all surfaces.
Yep. Nice and even and flat. Yeah, exactly. Nice, consistent, all the way through.
And after I will do these small parts with my hands, not with the GA.
Yep, just again because the harder edges.
But right here we will do the second step right now.
Okay, so we're going to the color sanding?
With the
wet sanding?
2000, yeah.
Okay.
If you do all steps with your hands, it's good you use a block.
A block, okay.
Yeah.
So even like that first step of dry, you can't.
It's better you use a block.
Okay, gotcha.
Because if you do everything with the hands, you can see a little waves. Because the pressure is not the same.
It's not going to be consistent all the way through.
Right now I just do one second step to remove a few marks, so it's not necessary to use a block.
Okay. And when you use a block, what kind do you use? Like, is it a hard block or is it a little bit of a sponge?
It's like a rubber.
A rubber, okay, gotcha.
So right here, just water the piece, little water in the sandpaper.
So you're not soaking the sandpaper like in a bucket or anything like that, you're just getting some moisture on it.
This is just to cut a few marks with the GA.
Like those little tails that were left in there. Okay, gotcha.
And always, when you use like a 2000, 1500, 1200 with the hands, at this same direction.
Same direction. So if you're going this way, don't start going.
Same direction.
Yep. And is that more so?
Because if you do something like this, is the Same to the
DA, you can
to
see
the polish.
Okay,
You have
gotcha.
problems to remove.
Yep.
It's more difficult to remove the scratches.
Gotcha.
At the same way.
So in the same instance, if you're going horizontally
You
with the
can do
2000,
something like this across, you know, so it's good too, but I like to go to the always with the same way.
got it. Yep. And if you do go to another step of sanding, do you then go vertical, or you still keep going this way?
Me?
Yeah,
This way.
still that way. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Can you see right here?
Yeah, hang on.
Just with water,
Let me film this real quick.
you can see the difference.
Yeah, so is that kind of what you're using to kind of base your final result on? Like that little scratch is still visible there because that one's super deep, but the other ones are like barely, if at all, visible.
Yeah.
So after we polish, we'll get that same kind of effect.
Probably just in this one,
There. Yep.
we'll need to do something.
That'll need some
It's
touch
like
up or
a
something because it's
little
too deep.
touch up for the guys don't need to repaint whole panel again.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But it looks good when we're done.
And if we're looking at the lack of orange peeling now, if we actually look at the light, it's already so much better. Yeah, perfect. Rafa, real quickly, if you can talk about like how do you know how deep you can go? Again, it's probably for you at this point, it's visual and you just know, right? But
Yeah, it is. I have three things I see before I sand whole panel. The first one is the texture.
yeah,
With the texture, you can see if the guys what the guys did in the parts, because I work with repaint like 3 years every day doing this. So
Yeah.
to me, just to look the part was repaint, I can see what the guys did.
yep,
So, but the first point is the textures. The second is the clear coat. If
Okay.
it's soft,
gotcha.
if it's heavy.
Gotcha.
Did you see?
Yeah, that cut
it's
quick.
pretty easy to
Right.
to cut. And the last one, if the guys did some polish before,
Gotcha.
because in this case you saw the dirty.
Yeah.
So the guys didn't wet sand the
Right.
color sand the parts. So this is the three things I see when I start to.
And it is a lot of times
polish.
when you like, if you say if it was polished before, I know like standard in the U.S. here, like a lot of times you go to a body shop and you know that they polish because there's rotary marks
Yeah.
all over the thing. Is that
Yeah.
okay? What about in a
The
situation?
guys didn't use the orbital.
Right, yeah, exactly. Okay.
Just the rotary.
Got it.
Like a 1, 2, 3 step with the soft pad, but
That's it. Yeah. Okay.
to remove the holograms with the rotary
Yeah.
is very difficult.
Yeah, for sure.
It's difficult. And right here we did the other step with 2000, and for the last one, sometimes in this case I finish in 3000.
Okay.
Why? Because the clear is soft. The clear coat is
So
very
you know,
soft.
right.
You don't need like a refinish, finish. But in a few cases, we can use like a 5000
Yep.
and finish with 8000.
And is that typically when the paint's harder?
Yeah.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. And again, now with these ones, we're going
Yeah, and
Dutch by hand.
this you can use with a DA.
Yeah.
Or you can use with a
Just by
manual. Yeah, just with hand.
So could you have used, like, if we didn't go with the Merca cutting disc in the beginning, could we have gone with a 2000 of this dry, or is this
Yeah.
only wet?
The
Yeah.
Drizzak
Yeah.
is all just wet sand
Just wet. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
with water
Yep.
always.
Got it.
You have the 3000 dry because when you have a dry sandpapers,
Yep.
you don't have too much dust
Yeah.
on your floor.
Yeah, for
you know.
sure.
But to me, the finish is better with water,
Got it. Okay.
and it's more easy to remove when you polish.
Polish out.
Yeah.
Yep.
In this case, 3000, 5000, or 8000, doesn't matter what way you go.
Okay. Now
Yeah,
you
because
could go
it's
more.
Not
Okay.
cut too much.
Gotcha.
To do scratches you can remove.
Right,
It's not
okay.
crazy scratches. This is just to remove the last 2,000 scratches.
Got it.
And make it easy your polish.
Yep. And all this stuff is all the heavy lifting, not the final refinement. So like towels, whatever, it's kind of like whatever towel we're using is not as abrasive as the sandpaper, right?
Yeah.
So.
In this case, you can use whatever you want. Don't need to be crazy with microfibers and.
Yeah, to go to yeah.
And now is the best part.
The polish?
Polish.
Yeah.
You like to, right? Yeah. So normally, when I have a big panels and flat panels, like Ross, I use the 21. But in these small panels, it's like with the curves, I use the 15.
Okay, gotcha.
Because the 21 cut better.
Yeah, I made a whole video and I told him, you're the one that turned me on to that for sure.
Yeah.
Significantly faster.
So this is a medium pad.
Okay. Medium cut pad, wool pad from Rupes.
Yeah.
That's where you go, okay.
And the compound. I'm sorry, but I just have KCX.
Yeah. Great abrasives, dude. So H902 is what we're using here.
And this pad is the only pad I don't use KCX because I like the wool pad for the
so
for
all,
the first
all your
step.
foam pads though you go
all
KCX
foam pads, all compounds, everything else is a KCX.
Got it.
Because the KCX don't have wool pad for orbital. They just have for the rotary.
Got it.
And with these cuts, I don't use the rotary. When I have like a heavy cut, to me the wool pad cut better.
Yeah, sure.
I don't like to do the first step polish with the soft pad.
Gotcha. Well, and it's like the whole thing is
it's like a foam pad. I don't like to the first step.
And you'd rather
the wool pad. This is not too aggressive.
Okay.
Because we have the blue one
to be more aggressive. Yeah,
it's more aggressive. But this to me is enough.
And this, because it's going to cut faster, we're reducing heat.
Yeah.
Right. Because we're not having to work the panel as long.
So let's put it here. So let me grab one.
And so you're keeping the pad speed 3.5 to 4?
Yeah.
Right there on the machine?
One clean microfiber. KCX too.
KCX.
Look.
All right, let's see. So
Can
again,
you see the cut?
This is purely H902
first
on a wool pad.
We need to remove the tape and do this part, but
99.9% of people are going to say that's done.
yeah.
99.9%. Again, that is a wool pad with H902 from KCX.
Yeah, and the wool pad's not too aggressive. It's pretty light.
It's phenomenal.
A few people asking me too about the pressure to the machine on the part. Just depends about the scratches.
Okay.
This, we did a good finish to leatn, so this, because this is pretty easy to remove.
Yeah, gotcha.
So you don't need fighting with the machine and the compounds, and we have to me, in my opinion, the best compound I use in this game. This compound is amazing.
I always used to use a bunch of like...
Diego, KZ, you need to do a wool pad for the first step, please. Talk to your guys.
Yeah, seriously. I know, because the foam pads are fantastic.
Yeah, the foam pad's good.
But yeah, you just
But
need.
I like the red one too with the H9, but
Sure.
it's not too wet sand.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the regular cars, like just two-step polish,
Yep.
I can start with like the red one with the H9, and the second step I just go to the finish, the purple one.
Gotcha.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's pretty clean.
Yep.
But in this case, specifically in this case,
Yep.
and these pads, the only thing I don't use.
Yeah, it's just the
K6
missing
because
link that they don't
the
have.
guys don't have. Yeah. Go, brother.
Thank you, sir.
Look at the texture.
Yeah, I know. Glass, huh? Absolute glass.
And this is only the first step. We have more too.
Yeah, so down here I could have worked it a little more. Again, I'm just being cautious of that edge.
For the corners?
Yeah. All right, guys, so again, this is only H902. Obviously, you can see we didn't finish everything out, but this is just H902 with the wool pad after color sanding. You see the texture of the light, okay? Go ahead and pan over. And there's the line there. And you can see all the marring and things like that. And also, look at the light again. You start seeing that orange peel, right? Surface of an orange. It was actually way worse down here than it is there, but still significant. Orange peel, no orange peel. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna walk over to an older vehicle, single stage paint, completely oxidized, and show how quick and easy.
Pretty easy.
Yeah.
Good money.
Yeah. All right, so where are we gonna put a tape line?
Yeah, I'll put a tape
Yeah,
too.
okay, cool. And guys, just so you guys can see, very bright. Let me, Hyper Tough. That's a Walmart brand, right? We don't need to go crazy. Yeah, we don't need to go crazy.
Because right now I didn't put my lights. I changed.
Usually you have. Yeah,
I changed to this side a few weeks ago.
Yep.
So we need to start to put the floor lights. But right now.
But again, this gets the job done.
Yeah.
So where are we gonna start with this?
Wherever we want. We can use like a 3, 5, or 8,000.
We can even go all the way up to 8 to start.
We can start with the 8.
Really?
This is just to remove the oxidation.
Okay.
And normally I use one old pad because
you're not
go to the trash.
Yeah.
So I don't use like a new pad just for the final step.
Yep.
To more shine.
Sure.
So, but for the first step I use one old pad, and after in one car like this I use like 6 pads to do the whole car.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I use the first step I use just old.
Okay. Okay. And so with this, let's use one that we use. Like either did we go 5 over there?
Do you want 5 or 8?
Let's use the 5 because we already
5?
used that, right?
Okay.
So that way we can. Yeah. No need to go through a million pads here.
Let's go.
So things like this. Here, let me film this real quick. Where you? Yeah. Like. Well, that looks like it should come off, but this.
Is like look.
Yeah, it's just tree sap or something that was
easy.
on there. But this little guy looks like the paint has. Where's my finger? There we go. Any worry to that of it spreading or anything like that?
In these parts?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can wet sand everything.
You can wet sand, no worries. Okay.
No worries.
Okay.
You do?
Yeah, sure. Not bad.
Let's go.
Good.
So in this case, you can see the paint.
Already. Yes.
It's blue.
Yep. Coming off. That's how you
Yeah.
know it's a single stage, correct? Yeah, on the tape line there.
Just let me take a machine and one old pad. The 5,000 is pretty light.
Yeah.
Pretty light. So just to
give it a little
your
bit of
guys
bite
see,
into it.
Look.
Oh, so we're just gonna go just by hand here?
Yeah, just let me. You can do a little shine, little pressure. With the 5000, it's pretty easy to remove. This is just to remove the oxidation.
Got it.
Look.
Yeah, look at all down the pan. Yep.
Yeah, this stretch too. But look, by hands.
So just by hand. Obviously this is where it was sanded and polished out by hand. Not bad for by hand. Crazy.
I'm not strong, I'm tired. I'll go to the machine. Yeah. And the machine, you have a better quality too.
Yeah, of course, more consistency and all that, yeah. So this, you're just using a microfiber cutting pad?
Maguire's.
Maguire's, okay.
Yeah,
Yep.
microfiber.
Yep.
And in this case, you need to be careful because the car don't have too much
Unlimited,
yeah. This is just one quick polish to shine, because we can do a lot of things without a clear coat and one single stage and old paint.
Right.
So this is just to look a little bit better. So make the rest all yours.
All mine.
Yeah.
Here we go.
A little difference.
A little bit.
So in one single stage paint, sometimes this is enough.
Yeah, for sure. Again, like you're saying, there's only so much there we can work with. We don't want to overdo
Let's see.
it.
Let's ask the owner. Marco,
Oh, is it yours?
Yeah. Oh. Marco, come here. What do you think?
I think very different.
Yeah, a little better, huh?
It's a lot of better. Everybody's gonna think I repeat the car.
Yeah, for sure, huh?
So this, if the guys are strong or if the guys love the car,
you can do it.
So you can do it with the hands.
Yeah,
I did this in Brazil one time with one Chevy Opala single stage
full
paint.
Full car,
one day
by hand.
By hand. But the other day I was walking like this.
Hurting, huh?
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that goes to show single stage paint can be done by hand and still get insane results.
Yeah.
Clear coat, a little more
difficult, but
a little more difficult, a little more to do, but hopefully that shows how easy it can be done. Just have confidence going into it, right? Yeah. And I think, when you first started doing this, was it in a body shop or did you like just go find beat up panels and work on it?
I started this in Brazil.
Yep.
But it's not like a whole car.
Okay, you're just doing sections.
It's not every day.
Got it.
So, but when I came to Vegas right here, I started to work in one body shop. And I started to do this every day.
Got it.
So in the first time, I just used the hands, but after, to every day doing this is a lot of job to do with the hands. Yeah.
Brutal.
And I changed to the DA. It's way better.
Makes sense.
But I burned a few paints before I.
So what's something? So we talk about, a lot of people say you don't want to. What's the argument for color sanding versus just polishing and taking down clear coat?
So the big difference is the texture and the finish.
Gotcha.
When you wet sand, you remove everything and you have like a glass.
Gotcha. What's the argument with? I mean, some people say, especially on modern day clear coats that are very, very thin. Sometimes they say, oh, you shouldn't. I guess it's up to the discretion of you and the customer and what their expectations are. Do they want perfect glass? Because you can achieve it. Mm-hmm. We might be taking down the clear coat a little bit. but it's going to give you that absolute perfect glass, and then
yeah, sometimes you don't need like a wet sand the car.
Yeah, a lot of
you just if the customer just want one shine.
Yeah.
It's better you just do like a two-step polish.
Gotcha.
But if the guy want like one perfect job, you need a wet sand.
Perfect job, or in the case where you're removing imperfections in
just
the paint.
Imperfections.
Yep.
Yeah, when I start to work in the body shop, the guys working there just remove a small dirty.
Gotcha.
So, but when you see this specifically in these McLarens and Ferraris, you can see the difference in the texture with the small parts.
Absolutely.
So because this is better do whole.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Whole panel.
Yep.
So.
And then as far as correction goes, rotary versus a dual action.
So basically, we need to keep more clear coat.
Yep.
When you use like a one rotary with a big pad, you remove like
you're blasting through it.
2 more layers to the clear coat.
Sure.
So because this I always go to the dual action.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, very good, man. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and over to
let's go to see
Vegas
a few
Auto
cars.
Gallery. Yeah, we'll see some of the cars that he's worked on as well, and so we'll see you guys there in a second. All right, guys, so this is Vegas Auto Gallery. If you're in need of an incredible car, obviously you saw the variety of cars that they have. It's absolutely unbelievable. Rolls-Royce Spectre right behind us is the electric variant of Rolls-Royce. Rafa worked on this one, got this thing all cleaned up and good to go for them. So yeah, unbelievable place. Rafa, thanks so much for all your time, man. I appreciate you always, man. And yeah, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks so much.